Can you hear me? Like everyone can hear me, right? Like 24 people has come. ఒక్క నిమిషం. Can you hear me? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Samantha, ఒక్క నిమిషం. Can you people hear me? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yes, that's fine.
Sir.
Okay, fine. I've shared few. We have discussed about confined space yesterday. I would like to share few additional confined space measures. So here you can see the objectives. So see, these are few types of confined spaces, like how it looks like. You can see, right? The area where there's a trench, the area where there is manhole, where there is opening, limited openings. Okay, and here coming to the objectives, we have already discussed. You will be learning about this. How to identify the important safety consideration means how to identify the hazards, how to identify the hazards, what are the different kinds of hazards in confined space. We have discussed a lot yesterday. Okay, these are the what is that. I'll be sharing this PPT with you today. I hope yesterday's PPT has come to you in your group. Admit all. Fine. So coming to this confined space, so what is this?
No, sir. PPT రాలేదు sir.
PPT రాకపోతే నేను ఆల్రెడీ నేను సాఫ్ట్వేర్ మేడం పంపించాను సార్. లైక్ ప్లీజ్ ask her to forward it to you people in the group. I think that you have some groups. Please ask madam to forward it.
Okay, sir.
Fine,
Thank
sir.
you.
Sir, one question, sir. Trench, sir, you were showing in the first photo.
What is it, sir?
Trench, first slide, sir.
Yes.
Trench, sir, how it is considered, sir, confined space? Because many companies refuse to consider confined space for them.
Yes, sir. Yeah. It's an excavated area where you can see that it is the place where
Height,
he is
sir,
saying
height,
we are not.
How much height, sir, for excavated area in trench?
What do you mean by height, sir? Like,
I mean,
you're telling about
above
what is the
1.8
height?
meter, we will consider.
Yes. Above 1.8 meter or 3 feet, we'll consider
Okay.
an excavated area. I strictly
Yes,
speaking,
as a confined space.
yes.
1.8 or 1.2?
That is not. It's an excavated area. The confined space is something. The place where he's standing is not comes under confined space. If he's going there, inside that, see there is a opening inside that. If he's going into that, it comes under confined space. Okay, it's not like area where he's standing. Okay.
Okay,
fine.
sir, okay.
So we have recognized the hazards. We have identified the importance of safety. The precautions to be described, precautions to be taken before entering. Entering precautions we have seen. Like, what are the general entry precautions? Before entry, there should be a entry person or a person who is monitoring that entry worker. Okay. And the other thing is oxygen monitoring. Sometimes if it is vertical entry, okay, there should be a tripod. Okay, so I'll be showing in pictures. Okay, see See, this confined space is not designed for normally occupied. That this kind of confined spaces are designed, or they will be opened in a long while. Okay, there should be like a proper monitoring, proper permit systems before the person entering into that area. Normally, few restricted areas where the areas are being closed for long period of time also comes under confined spaces. Okay, see, these are the examples. Please look at it. We have seen enough examples yesterday. These are additional examples. Okay, process vessels, storage tanks, silos, spheres, exchanger shells. These are different kinds of confined space examples. Okay.
Okay.
So this is the way one has to, if this is the way you have to train the person who is entering into the confined space. You will train that particular person to make him aware of whether he is aware that there should be another person, like should have standby attendant. Okay, no, most of the confined space workers doesn't know that they should have a standby attendant. They should, if an auditor comes to the place and if he asks the confined space worker, before you go into the confined space, what are the measures you have to take, he should be able to communicate him the same, whether what are the measures, whether she should have the attendant is there near to the confined space. I can just peek inside the manhole. No, he should not. He cannot just peek inside the manhole. He should always follow that. What do you mean by peeking? Just seeing inside the manhole. Okay. Are there any precautionary measures I should take before entry? All the things the confined space entry person should know. Okay. See, this is called the tripod. This is called tripod. Tripod means a device. Javed Hussain, you should mute your call. Fine. The confined, this is called tripod. It's a, see, confined space entry includes putting one's hand or pressure into the open manway. Like some tasks which are atmosphere gas section may require workers or reach involved vessels or equipment without actually entering the space. Okay, this is the basic requirement or local set procedures or requirements of a person who is going into the confined space. Here you can see the tripod. See, I'm sorry, just want to increase the size. Not able to zoom. Fine. You can see this here, right? The tripod. This is the way the confined space people enter into the area. That usually the tripod is a rigid 3-pole stand which is forming like a conical shape and which is attached, to which the winch is attached. Okay. So when the winch is being attached,
hello.
Tell me.
Sir, is it necessary that the tripod should be there or there? What do you mean by tripod? Without mentioned in the rescue plan, for every confined space, can we use the tripod like that?
Sir, it depends upon the requirement, sir. Here, if the standards are so high, yes.
I want to hear that what the requirement.
Sir, actually, if we consider it an emergency rescue equipment.
Yes, sir. If you're using tripod, there is an easy way to rescue the person. Even though if you don't use a tripod, there you will be having lot of the risk is reduced when the tripod is used. Yes, the risk is reduced.
Some of the companies they may ask for the standby crane, or sometimes they will ask for some other thing.
Yes, standby.
It's not the mandatory. The tripod should be there for the confined space based on the rescue plan.
Yes.
Okay, so thank you. Go ahead.
Sometimes, yes, sir. Sometimes if there will be a positions where the tripod cannot be placed also. In that way, as you said, the crane is also required. and the attendant will be monitoring pull type methodologies also will be used. Pull communication, rope communication will be used in such a way that if he pulls once, okay, I am okay. If he pulls twice, he is lack of oxygen. If he's pulling repeatedly, he should have a backup and he should be immediately pulled out of the manhole. That's also
what,
rope
sir.
communication.
We can't use the tripod like that, no, sir, because for the tripod we have a lot of procedures there. It should be third party certified, and all the shackles and everything should be the third party certified.
Yes, sir. Actually, in today's days, the tripod is so costly, sir. Only the companies where if there is a confined space activity goes on in an oftenly, like twice, thrice a day, they should compulsory have a tripod, sir, if confined space works are having. So if a confined space work is happening like once in a fourth time or once in a while, once in 3 months, they usually don't prefer.
When I used to work in Abu Dhabi, we used to have a confined space procedure, sir. For that, each and every activity they have different rescue plans. Based on the rescue plans, they used to sometimes they used to use the cranes, or sometimes they used to use the tripods. At that time, we face a lot of problems. That's why I'm asking. Go ahead. I don't want to
actually like it is okay. Yes. Actually, based on the requirements, the confined space mock drill also is mandatory for the persons who is working there. There are different mock drills happening. Yearly mock drill schedule will be work at height mock drill. In that, we schedule that confined space mock drill also, and it is mandatory for people who are dealing with confined space entries. See here, you can see the confined space entry. What you can see here, you can see a person went inside in a halfway. What is missing in this picture? Has the person taken responsibility for this? No, there is no attender here. He has went through. We don't know whether lockout tracker process is also there. He is not wearing any. He has removed all his PPE and kept wrong. Okay, anything can go wrong here. See, this is the what is the oftenly happen hazard? This is the way people tend to put their head inside the confined space and check the clearance. If there is a nitrogen purge, what happens? He will have a unconsciousness. Okay. People die, not oxygen deficient will be, and he could not have a proper oxygen. Mutual. Okay. These are the response of less oxygen. We have seen yesterday about percentage levels. Here, maximum safe. When it is degrading, this is the thing you have to remember. So, if it is degrading, here it is 23.5 maximum safe level. Typical oxygen concentration in air is 21. Okay. At 19.5 seems to be a safe level, but you cannot just rely on 19.5. But most of the oximeters shows 23.5. If it is 19.5, you have to wait till it turns to 23.5. Okay. It says what are the different effects happens. If it is 15 to 19, what happens? What are the signs? Okay, this one you have to remember. So already we have discussed yesterday. I just want to show this new PPT. So when a person enters an oxygen depleted atmosphere, the oxygen level in the RTL blood drops in low level within 5 to 7 seconds, he's saying. So he's saying the anatomy, what happens if the oxygen level degrades. So yesterday what you have seen, according to our class, like if the degrade in the oxygen increases, lot of pressure on the lung, lot of pressure on the blood supply. Mutual. Okay, let's apply. So your brain shuts down and it only takes one breath. Wait, I'll just check to Drop below 10. Okay. All things we have seen. What are the different kinds of industrial incidents? Okay, these are the case studies. So electrical machine hazards, when you're using, what is the main hazard? CO. CO will be coming out. Dust will be coming out. Smoke will be coming out from the equipment, machinery. This is the, okay. This is the case studies. See, look, have a look at this slide once. Most common cause of fatalities inside. What are the reasons for the fatalities inside the confined spaces? Okay. So first thing is oxygen, insufficient oxygen. You already know explosive environment, poisonous gases. Okay. These are the words one has to remember in order to put their word on the paper in exam, or you have to remember all these, see all these words when you are checking and cross checking the oxygen, I mean confined space permit. Okay, normally tomorrow I'll be showing one reference permit sheets which we are using. I'll be showing you that pictures probably next week. See, fumes and dust of hot work application, solvents, application of solvent based coatings. What do you mean by solvent based coatings? Rust proof paint. You have ever seen the rust proof paint? When you are using the rust proof paint, it will be having lot of toxic inhalation, toxins inside, because it is made of different chemicals in mix. Okay, even though in its MSDS it will be written as carcinogenic. If you are breathing that rust proof paint for a consistent period of time, okay, it's a carcinogenic. It's a cancer-causing agent also. Someone is saying something. You can say if you want. Fine. Ingress of contaminants of outside the confined space, exhaust from the mobile generator located close to the manway from the contaminated compressor air. See, sometimes what happens, the compressors are kept very near to the, why the compressors are used, air compressors? Why air compressors are used near confined space? Because if it is SCABA, okay. If there is no SCABA, we have spoken about other alternative air measures, alternative measures where in which they use supply of air, but with the help of hoses, which is attached to his face mask. There will be a disadvantages of it because he can travel only till only some extent of time, and if he is increasing the distance of the hose, usually the hoses will be fixed. If the hoses are increased, what happens? If the hose length is increased, what happens? The efficiency of the way, the pressure will be decreased, right? So he cannot take enough oxygen if he is increasing the hose length. So the length will be fixed. So these are the other common fatalities: slippery surfaces, strange tower, vessel shapes, open trays, baffle plates. These are the different kinds of situations may occur. There may slippery surfaces, or if today morning there is a rain, there may be a slippery surface. So usually when the people are coming out from the confined space, they are ensured that the supervisors ensure the area is clean and no objects are left over inside. If you are in the site supervision, or if you are taking care of that confined space permits, you can suggest as a safety officer, you can cross check and you can suggest the concerned civil department or the concerned in charge, who is in charge over that, to make sure that everything is brought out and the space is clear. Okay, fine. No means of securing safety harness, use of rope ladders instead of proper climbing means such trays, hatches. Fine. Sometimes what happens, there will be no means of access and egress. Okay, so normally if there is no proper way of climbing or accessing an egress, the people may fall into it. Some people may try to put themselves inside by a rope instead of using rope ladder. Even though when you using rope ladder, there will be a vertical lifeline. You know, anyone aware of vertical lifelines? It will be beside the ladders. Usually there will be lifeline which is horizontally placed on a above the shoulder level. There will be some few lifelines which are attached to the vertical, sorry, few gadgets or few links which are attached to the vertical lifeline. They'll be wearing full body harness and they will be attaching that link to the vertical lifeline in such a way that if he's going top, it will be going top, and if there is a sudden fall, it will hold the lifeline, which is
it is
yes,
sort of
usually
rope grabber, right?
Fall arrestor, no, sir. That is vertical lifeline.
Yes.
Fall arrestor will be used for that, no, sir.
That's what I'm saying, that the anchorage point will be given to the vertical line, vertical, not horizontal. Actually, you're talking about fall arresters. Okay, I accept it. The fall arrestor is fixed to the fall arrestor will be having ring, but the vertical lifeline will not have ring. Wait, I'll show you. I'll be showing
rope
you
grabber. It's a rope grabber, right?
Yes, it's a rope grabber. I'll be showing you. Yes. Images, and we have this. Yes, I got it. I can able to share the screen or not, I don't know.
We can say also the connector.
Yes, my screen is getting shared, right?
Same.
Yes.
Yes,
This
sir,
is
yes,
what
sir.
the vertical lifeline system is. This should be used. This is what vertical lifeline system. This is. It will be moving. See, it will be moving freely when you're going top and down. Suddenly, if the ring is having a pressure, it will lock the system. That's a vertical lifeline. So this is the lines where they usually use. Sometimes they don't use these kind of lines, and they'll be having a lot of trouble in access and egress. So the primary thing you have to maintain is to ensure access and egress, even though it is scaffolding, even though it is confined space, and if it is excavation. Usually on scaffolding, the access and egress is very important, because people tend to use the bracings and all, and they tend to climb top. That is very risky, because when they use that, they don't fix the anchorage points. Fine. Hoisting, blotting, remover trays, skips. See, catalyst beds. When if he's hoisting or something, and if the persons are working underneath it, it is a heavy risk. When the lifting operation is going on, the main motto and main the thumb rule is, do not allow or do not stand under suspended loads. That's the funda, because you may think that the equipment may be operated or with lot of safety limits or anything, but there will be an environmental changes, or there will be a changes in behavioral changes of a operator. Even though it is come from a Germany or anything, the equipment is finally operated by operator, where he can go. His behavior may change, or he may change his decisions, lack of supervision, environmental changes, loose load, okay, or improper inspection of slings may lead to collapse of the suspended load. No one can ensure that the load is. Some people argue that a certain rope, sling, or any other means of, even though if it is with a web slings, fine. Higher voltage power lighting and tools instead of lower voltage. There's also a ventilator in the way. Ventilators in the way means it's if it is this point says, if there is an artificial ventilators which they have kept in the way, it should not be under the way. Normally, the artificial ventilators or blowers are kept before the man is gone into the confined space to ensure to dilute the air. Okay, to dilute the air sometimes what happens, they leave in the walkway when they're going, it may be a interruptions and they may fall inside the confined space. High voltage also one of the, what is this picture? See, potential gases nearby CO2. Why it is potential gases? What is there? CO2 and to trench confined space, people can potentially kneel and have head below grade. Actually, CO potential gases nearby. Maybe it is like CO. Actually, he's using some kind of machinery there. He's climbing in that picture that he's using some machinery, and he's in the trench where the CO may come and have an impact on him. That's what he's meant to. What is this?
Maybe, sir, he is working inside our oil and gas plant. So there is chances
So
increasing CO2 and
underground there may be any gas pipeline, so that is why he
Yes,
has mentioned CO,
yes.
CO2 and 2.
CO and 2, and he has mentioned. What is this? It is a steam or gas coming out of the skid or vessel. See, in this slide, why he mentioned like confines, because if the space where even though it is an open environment, he see there is a tank where from which he is operating from a hole, right? From that hole, he is getting lot of output. It can be a poisonous thing. So in this way, in this case, what he has to do, he has to wait for all the smoke-like thing or ammonia. This, I think he is dealing with liquid ammonia, which is in minus degrees. He has to wait for that. Okay, what is this confined voltage bulb? Okay, see, this is how 24 volts bulb look like. This is how the 20 volts bulb look like. Difference. Okay. What are the key considerations? Key considerations why we see when we do any investigation or when we do any study. When something is falling under key consideration, it means that there are the strong recommendations. They are the apart from all the general recommendations, we talk about the key recommendations. See, actually, the confined space topic has come to the end. I believe all of you have known what are the possible hazards in confined space. What are the possible control measures in confined space? What are the precautionary measures to be taken while a person is entering into the confined space? Okay. So what are the safety measures in confined space? This is how you have to understand every activity. Okay. Basic thing is any activity you will divide it into in what way you will divide? You will divide in such a way that hazard identification, consequences, control measures, okay, risk, sorry, hazard identification, consequences. So after consequences, what is the risk? Okay, risk means likelihood into severity. So after giving appropriate control measures, the likelihood into severity decreases. So if you can extend, you can say additional control measures. Okay, this is the 4 ways you have to divide anything, any activity. Okay, fine. What is the recommendations? Oxygen for entry to an inert or oxygen deficient environment, refer to the guidelines of inert entry. He's talking about the entry systems and the oxygen levels. The guidelines are to be used for communication with other existing sites. See, and always you have to communicate your guidelines in the sense if you are following standards. If it is, we are following this Factories Act 1948 standard, where we'll follow 1940 like 36 and 30 guidelines given by Factories Act. Okay, and you can also see factories rules in AP. Rules are different from act. If a rule is, see, all the rules cannot be in act, okay, but all the acts can be in rules. Okay, there are acts means particularly you have to follow. Rules means you have to follow. Okay, and based on the requirements you can neglect. It's not mandatory, and rules can differ from one company to another company. So it says about follow the guidelines, legal requirements to be compliant. Fine. Basic principles. Equipment should be made sweat by emptying, washing, steaming, opening. Okay. Different kinds of potential. These are the different kinds of techniques to sweat the muscles. What he's doing here? Carbons, okay, ventilating the air through drafts if possible. Okay, I have not seen this slide before. Fine. This is the section. Okay, we are having 5 minutes of time. Can few people just list out the hazards of confined space? Hazards. What are the hazards of confined space? See, I have told, what is the primary hazard of confined space? I need primary hazard. We will start with primary hazards. Primary hazard of
Asphyxiation, sir.
Oxygen.
Lack of oxygen, sir.
Yes, oxygen deficiency. Oxygen deficiency is the primary hazard of confined space. Yes, second hazard. Please.
Chance of
Poor
elimination.
Poor elimination,
sir.
Gases.
Core, which elimination?
Yeah, poor elimination at confined space area.
Poor illumination. Okay, poor illumination. Lack
Poor
of
illumination.
Okay. See, I'll be listing out.
Improper access.
Improper access and egress. That's also a major confined space hazard. What do you mean by hazard?
Yes.
Hazard is anything that has potential to cause harm. Oxygen deficiency, coming to the primary thing. Lack of illumination. Okay, oxygen deficiency. Lack of illumination. Slips and falls, it will come. Yes, and lack of
Improper tools.
Lack of attendant. Okay, lack of attendant. No more lack of communication systems. Okay,
Weather, sir.
lack of communication system. Yes. Environmental conditions. Okay, not using 24 volts bulb. Increasing using machineries which emits CO, carbon monoxide inside the vessels. Okay. Lack of training.
Unauthorized tool, unauthorized person
okay,
entry.
we have nearly 10. Yes, 10. We have nearly 10 hazards. Okay.
Yes.
Lack of one. So what are the control measures, or what are the control measures?
First, we will
be
allow,
taken?
sir,
What are the
trained
control
and
measures?
authorized person.
Okay, that is first. Second one.
Second,
See,
less
we have
number of
access and
people should
aggressor.
only enter. Proper illumination.
Just a
Proper
minute.
illumination.
Yes, proper illumination. Just a minute. We have listed out the hazards, right? We'll talk about first one, oxygen deficiency. What is the control measures? Ensure proper
Ensure by gas detector.
First of all, we need to plan for the good
Provide
safety
respiratory mask.
JSA.
Yes. Ensure proper area is ventilated and also tested by multi-gas detector. That's the first thing. What
And recorded on the
hazards?
paper.
Please tell me. Yes. Permit checks. What are the permit checks? The permit should be raised. Okay. Fine. The shape.
Yes.
What are the control measures?
The
The shape
check is also filled by competent person supervisor. And it should be acknowledged by site manager.
Attendant and emergency rescuer with rescue equipment on site.
Hello.
Yes, that's also control measure. See, that also comes under the. Sir, please tell me, sir.
Sir, this is Venkatamna.
Please tell me, sir.
I am Venkatamna, sir.
Sir, Venkatraman, please tell me, sir. Sir, I could not hear you. Hello? Sir, I'm not able to hear you, sir. Venkatraman garu. Unmute your call.
Yeah.
Sir, please tell me.
Sir, you are hearing me?
Sir, yes, sir, I can hear you.
Yes, sir. Past several classes, I am hearing the several classes, but I have to suggest that anybody who want any doubt, he want to note down in the notebook, and you have to give the permission that last 5 minutes,
Yes, sir,
which are the doubts are there, you have to clarify that.
Yes, sir. Actually,
because
sir,
meanwhile they are abandoning this is disturbing, sir. Because
okay,
we are
actually that's the reason.
Due to safety.
Sir.
So
we'll follow
safety,
that, sir.
So we
sir,
are
we'll
also
follow
confusing.
That. Yes, sir. Yes, yes. We'll follow that, sir. We'll follow that. Actually,
That is
usually,
most important because
yes, yes. Yes, sir. Actually, we deal with the doubt section at the last 5 minutes only. Sometimes people keep asking me in between also. I just clarify it on the priority basis. No problem, sir. Thanks for the input, and we'll follow the same.
you cancel that time only, sir. Because you stop that time only. You ask after 5 minutes. After
Okay,
last,
sir.
because
Fine, sir. Fine.
they are asking some questions. We are not understanding. You are telling something. So some deviations are going on, sir. So we are unable to
actually, sir.
continue
Sir,
the class.
sometimes what? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. One minute, sir. Few doubts. Like I try to explain on the spot itself, because if they don't understand that, we cannot move forward. Few doubts will be like that. But for every class, I'll give 5 minutes of time at the ending, so that they can ask the doubts. No problem, sir. That's fine.
Yes, sir. That is better, because